Welcome back, welcome back. You are still tuned in to Fantastic Fridays. We're here with you every Friday and on Friday, them winning in Friday from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. And from hear that song, you know what time it is. It's time for a discussion segment, which is called the Ting with Kim. And in honor of Mother's Day coming up, we do have another discussion targeted towards mothers for a discussion this week. And guys, as you know, I love hearing feedback. I love hearing your experiences. I love getting questions that you probably want our answers for, you know. So the topic for today is tips for working moms, overcoming the challenges.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're a working mom, your whole life can feel like a balancing act. You rush from the daycare drop-off to your big boardroom presentation. You juggle school calendars with your schedule and your babysitter's availability. Some days are super happy and easy, and other days leave you frustrated and just plain tired. Pouring into your kids and your career is tough, but listen, you're the woman for the job. I know that because you're doing it. Far away, we left the notion that mothers can't handle a top-notch job position, which was a ridiculous premise considering moms can easily manage a hyperactive 3-year-old. Nevertheless, we know there isn't a working mom or woman out there who doesn't want to know the secrets to success.
Mm-hmm.
How can we be great mothers and still have thriving careers? It seems like an impossible task, but it's not. Some may try to deny it, but the perception of the job quality of a woman changes after giving birth. They start to ask, can she make it on time to the office? Can she meet tight deadlines? Is she able to travel? Yes, working mothers have to make some adjustments, but that doesn't mean they can't fulfill their jobs, right? So I want to know, do we really think that the perception of a woman changes after she has children?
Perception as in what? Her
reliability, her effectiveness, her in the meeting, probably take calls because the school will call to say, yes, your daughter's sick, all of those things.
I mean, it's rough to kind of admit it, but I mean, there have also been movies that showcase that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it in real life as well. Yes, persons always saying, oh, you have a newborn.
You have a newborn, so the dynamic has changed. You've gotten busy. I know the one about are you able to travel because you just leave your kids, where. But ironically, fathers don't necessarily have that same perception change. Actually, they say that fathers are seen as more responsible, more mature, you're like better in all the ways now when you have kids, because apparently it comes at this level of maturity, because them say like when they get in promotion and stuff, they tend to look for family men, married men with kids. They're a bit more reliable compared to you have single men or younger men, right? They look at stuff like that. So they're saying men after kids, people congratulate and you're actually seen as you've stepped up to an extent. But for women, you could be doing so well. You could be at the top of your game. And the minute now you have a child, people start saying, yeah, that's her career right there, because now her attention is split. Right? So do you think that? What's your opinion?
I didn't think that. So that never crossed my mind.
Well, Peppermint say yes, it does. Her whole perspective changes because she has new responsibilities and more responsibilities.
As I was saying before, because they're gonna say, okay, you have a newborn now, stay home and nurse the child, and they will know that most of the early stages, things such as breastfeeding and all that takes place. That can't be it's not really seen being done throughout the day at the office and stuff like that. So they're saying a mother with a newborn, especially, there's no place at the office. That's a setting. You're not seeing her.
But that's not a good
deal. It's not a good thing. I mean, but we've seen it. It's not like
it's really.
It's not like go and tell the mother them say, all right, well, let me be with somebody and you come and work. Like it's kind of rough.
Because actually, for most mothers as well, let's say for example they were up for promotion.
Yeah.
After having kids, sometimes they're reconsidered,
Exactly.
because if you're saying okay, it's a more serious role and you have more things on your plate at home, clearly,
They're gonna say,
can we rely on you?
They're gonna
to
say, can
step
you
into
stay
it?
late?
Yeah.
Or you have to go and pick up the kid, or you have to get the kid from
Especially if you're a
daycare.
single mother.
I'm gonna try and find babysitter. I mean, in some of these situations where the ladies get a better rap is when they do have a second half when the husband is there. She can lean on the husband to say, well, my husband will take care of the child during this time. That's her only other argument. But if she doesn't have that support, at the end of the day they're going to say, well, you're going to have to stay with the child. You can't be up and down. We're going to need you to go in Florida for 2 weeks.
We need to be short notice by tomorrow.
I would have no daycare arrangements in Florida for you. So all these different things will pop up when the work considers it, and they will say, well, I'll give somebody else over you because we're going to have to make additional arrangements for you.
We need somebody who can go
instead of just making forward. You get what I'm
at the
saying?
drop of a hat.
So
Yeah.
companies do look at that, and it's rough.
Mothers should really get 2 years off from work.
No, by right.
Paid, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
The first couple of years, especially of a child's life, and as they said, the breastfeeding part and all that, 3 months not sufficient because then you have what happened after the 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're back in the office 9 to 5,
And then most of the times too, when I say I think the maternity leave was extended to 5.
Well, I think
it got extended to 5 because they don't, and I like say she work up until she's in labor. Sometimes they take like even a month off before. You get what I'm saying?
But I still think it's 3. Cause I know persons who just came off and it was still 3 months they got. So unless some companies don't implement the 5.
No, because I think it was announced. I think February of this year they had extended the maternity leave for women. I think so.
Let's double check. But as Peppermint said, lifestyle changes and her sense of awareness changes. Picnic come first for some parents. I simply say, pace yourself. You can't give to a child what you're not giving to yourself, right? So that's why we're having this conversation, because then there's a whole balance of trying to figure out, okay, what are the boundaries for both? Should there even be boundaries on motherhood compared to work? You give your workplace boundaries, but does the home have boundaries? Stuff like that. Those are things that we are going to look into soon, right?
Yeah.
So as Peppermint say, it's still 3. Yeah, cause I know somebody who came off the other day, 3 months she got.
Oh, yeah.
So I just know the new thing they were trying to implement was paternal leave, because they said fathers should also get a chance to bond with the child. But as far as I know, I think they were debating that they should be extending it, but that never came to fruition, or not as yet. So let us see. But so there are some things that we need to consider. I really don't like the perspective of a woman that changes once you have a child. Yes, we know that there are no new dynamics, but if you're good at something, you're good at something. If anything, you try to work around that. You try to accommodate. You have also workplaces now that are implementing daycares in their workplace, because they understand that also mothers, they're really good at their job, but they also have that responsibility. So since we want more of you, we will make things a little easier on you. And I think that's actually a step in the right direction. More workplaces need to start implementing that, because the fathers are there. And it's funny, because when the fathers have meetings or have to work late, nobody asks them about who's picking up the kids.
So they must see the mother takes on that role. That's what
I'm saying. Nobody asks, so we just need to change certain perception, because fathers have that role as well.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if she has a father figure there doing his part, then he would definitely have to ask those questions when he's at work. What time we go have this meeting, because I have my son. I'm the person who's going to be
picking up. I'm responsible for pickups at this time, but as Peppermint says, it's still 3 and paternity is 1 month. Exactly. Now, how to balance life as a working mom? Before we get tactical, I want to share the definition of life balance. So when it comes to life balance, it might feel like we're always behind. Like if we could just be more productive or manage our time better, we'd finally strike the perfect balance between work and family. But the thing is, working moms get the idea of life balancing wrong. It's not either or. It's not spending an equal amount of time on everything. It's choosing what to focus on at any given time. So it's that mothers tend to feel like, okay, if Maggie work 10 hours, probably for enter Maggie home 10 hours. Remember, only 24 hours in a day, and you're probably sleeping for hopefully 8 of them, right? But we try to balance out. We try to be the perfect human. We don't want to fall off in any area, so we try to divide everything equally, and that's not the answer, right? You actually focus on what you need to focus on at that time, right? So if it's work yet, focus on work to your best of your ability. We know you might get those random calls, say, hey, your daughter's sick, your son's sick, you need to come pick up. We know those may happen, but they probably don't happen every day. So you try to focus on, focus on what you're working on at that given time. And right now, you're in a season where learning how to be a good mother and having a job are both important things to focus on.
Yeah.
You can feel confident even in your busy, hectic life because you know you're spending your time on what matters most. As Peppermint said, life is dynamic. You evolve, you grow, you set boundaries to create a balance. I love that. Peppermint, you're a right poem. I mean, no, because it's so poetic. Right?
Sean says here, a working mom should get someone to take care of her child, and a working mother should not let hard work stress her out.
Well, I love that Sean mentioned that because we're actually going to get in. That's a part of one of the tips that we're going to share, right? So with that in mind, with everything that we've said, here are a few ways you can create a life balance as a working mom. So the very first one is, and I thought it was probably the most important one, say goodbye, not to the kids. I know.
There's no really way to finish sentence. Say goodbye. All right.
Right. A couple brothers say, yep, Kim say it. Kim say it. Long time I wait. But no, say goodbye to the mom guilt. Right? Mom guilt is a tough feeling to deal with because no matter where you are, you feel like you should be somewhere else. Like when you miss your daughter's dance recital because of a company retreat, or when you leave work early again because you have a sick kid. No matter what you do or don't do, you feel bad about it. And honestly, social media isn't helping either. When we compare ourselves to internet strangers, we start to put all kinds of crazy expectations and unrealistic standards on ourselves. We feel pressure from society to do it all. Peppermint says, so long, bye-bye children. So yes, we feel pressure from society to do it all. To crush it in our jobs and then whip up the organic dinners from scratch every night, because social media make it look like, you have some mothers out there posting content and it look like they're managing it. Them sew them pick the clothes, them get up from 4:30 a.m. and them exercise first. And
those social media videos, those influencer videos where
and they're telling you how they do it.
Camera recording already before them get up and
and they wake up at pee and they like, I wait for 4:30.
I woke up on the camera sure.
And I wait for the very first thing I do. I take a moment to myself. And then I go and I get the kid. He's like, I want to see a video of them because that's what they all do. And then when they're off to school, I spend time doing this. And then you have the other mothers who say homeschool as well. They just look at perfection.
Camera at all these locations,
and then
what are you getting to?
And then it's like them go and get the egg from the chicken as well. The rooster before the chicken. Right?
And all of a sudden you see a meal for breakfast.
Exactly.
I doubt mothers across the board will be able to get that done. Not even single people can get that done. People without kids can't get that done. But sometimes social media does stretch it and make it a bit harder.
Man, it look unrealistic bad. Well, Peppermint said, no, I don't feel bad. I'm old school. Kids are given responsibilities to help them understand what life is all about. Good. And I like that, right? So as I said, social media tend to make it look like you can do all these things, and then you color coordinate your kids' outfits to make sure they get straight A's, right? But guys, guilt isn't the answer to how to be a better mom. Right. I truly believe we start feeling guilty when we're not crystal clear on what's most important to us. Not what our mom or sisters or friends think is important, but us. Aren't you tired of chasing some elusive life and feeling like you've never quite arrived?
Right.
Yes, you are a mom now, but that doesn't mean you have to forget about your professional and personal goals. Peppermint said, mine have to tie the goat and feed egg and chicken.
Hello.
So, number 2. So first one was letting go of the mom guilt.
Right.
You know, you can't be everywhere at once and stop feeling guilty for missing one or the other. Reality is you're one person.
I know the friends them get cut out too, you know, because you know you're not gonna spend much time with friends them, no hanging out and so after work, because you have your child. So yeah.
Well, actually, I'm gonna touch a bit on that soon as well. But we're going into number 2, which is what we just touched on: set realistic expectations. So, as a working mother, it is important to set realistic expectations for yourself. Trying to do everything perfectly is not only impossible, but it can also be detrimental to your mental and physical health.
Yeah, don't feel yourself.
So trying to do too much will only lead to burnout. Instead, focus on setting realistic expectations for yourself. This includes setting boundaries at work and home. At work, don't be afraid to delegate tasks or ask for help. And at home, create a routine that works for you and your family. And as Peppermint said, actually, I think I took out that part, distribute tasks in the home as well. So get the kids involved, give them responsibilities, have them help with the dishes, have them help you in the kitchen, ensure that they know how to spread them bed. They can probably iron them uniform, things like that. It also helps you out. So I know some mothers are very overprotective and don't want the kids doing certain things, but they have to learn at some point. They have to learn at some point, right? So you have to learn how to delegate those tasks within the home. And most importantly, don't forget to schedule some me time into your busy schedule. Number 3.
All right, number 3.
Take time for yourself.
There we go. This is my part.
This is one that this is the part where you like.
No, because trust me, sometimes I've seen the mothers them up and down and do 10,000 things. Want to take a time for yourself. Get auntie involved. Get your support team together and you take a little break. You're not super well, even though they are super moms.
You are
not super woman.
But yeah. So take time for yourself. With everything that working mothers have to do, it's easy to forget about taking care of themselves. However, it's essential to make time for yourself, even if it's just a few minutes each day. Use this time to do something that you enjoy, such as reading, exercising, or taking a relaxing bath. This will help you relax and recharge to be your best self for your family. Now, I know this is easier said than done because I'm not speaking from experience. I'm not a mother. As Peppermint say, me time and wine time, sleep time as well. Definitely sleep time. And she said there is no such thing as perfect. We try to overcomplicate life by thinking that everything should be perfect. Wrong. Simplicity we use to survive, and I love that. Listen, Peppermint out here drop gems, and we need to start upon the interview.
She moving minty.
I love it, but I know it's easier said than done because a lot of parents that I know, they tend to say, "Boy, I want to go to the bathroom to pick them." Come to the bathroom with them. So I understand it's difficult to do that, but you have to find time because I realize for parents who don't take time for themselves, they tend to get snappy.
And they burn out. So
the child probably come and do something simpler. Mommy, the cup drop, and you just go off. And for you, I mean, you probably don't even understand, how it was linked. You're just reacting in the moment. But if you really sit down and analyze, it's because you weren't taking time. Because I've heard of mothers who say, yeah, man, they feel touched out. In other words, kids are always very gropey and they might touch you. Eventually, she's tired of it. She just wants a break, And that's where I think a partner should step in. But we don't all have that luxury. Right. A lot of single parent homes are there.
I am said luxury.
We don't all have that luxury. Right. So sometimes you may need, as you said, we referred to it last week, even though it has changed over the years, the village, the sister, the aunt, the godmother. Because I know people have the title godmother and I really don't know. I don't see them playing a godmother role. It's like a christening day, them get a title after that, you hear about them,
And for the mothers who already have a child already, with so once the child reaches 7, 8, you have to help out with the babysitting.
No, it's reality. It's some of the things that the eldest kids are always responsible for. Right, so take time for yourself. We agree with everything so far?
The number one thing.
You said number one. I think mom guilt was the first one. Because also mothers feel guilty. It's like, because naturally, you can't juggle everything, so something's going to fall off. And in the minute if something fall off, you feel guilty with work because you never meet the deadline, and then probably you have meetings or take you over to 5 o'clock and you pick me away from 2 to 3. Yeah, the guilt is just always ongoing, I think, because there's always something that's not going to be done.
Well, I think
you have to give up something.
Those two will tie into each other because you need the break, and the guilt, if you don't release that guilt, you can't take the break. If you don't look at that guilt, you can't take the break.
And the me time is the number one tip.
Yo, I don't know, as I say now,
especially for first time moms.
And how they're going to take that break, how they're going to take that me time if they're still hung up on trying to be super mom. You have to let go. Yeah, so it ties in together. One leads to the other.
Well, Peppermint said parents are damaging their mental health because they don't do self-introspection, analyze, and set boundaries. And she said, me a godmother after the mother dead, so me know it go. What? Right? Because that's really what godmothers are, you know. In the event that something happened to you, that this person, you trust them enough to take care of your child. But I don't think that's how people interpret godmother. Everybody's like, oh, you're my best friend, you're godmother.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
You just bring a child.
Exactly. Right? And then some persons as well feel like godmothers are also co-mothers. So when they are short or lacking, they feel like godparents should step in. While some godparents don't believe so. Because I remember somebody tell me, say, boy, the godmother never buy her a shirt or a dress, or you know. So some people feel like, okay, you should be providing in some way as a godmother. But I think we need to actually do a definition of godmothers and put it out there, because apparently it's different.
Well, you see the rough thing about it, we don't even need a definition, because we know what mother means.
Yeah, and that's really what it is, because godmother, so you're like a co-mother.
Exactly, you're a mother in a different form.
Yeah.
So you're not the mother by what they call
by birth or by,
but you were ordained a mother for this child.
Exactly.
So godmother. So yeah, you're like the guardian angel for this child.
And
so as a guardian angel, you must provide some sort of support. And you know the needs that the child supports are physical, emotional,
financial,
all of the
spiritual,
all of the shall.
You should be willing to babysit if necessary, or if they're sick, you can go hospital with them too, you know. All of those things are part of the village.
It's not just we show up for christening day and then disappear.
Or send gift every birthday.
Right. So it's actually be.
We not say stop sending the birthday gift them, you know, but we can say we can do more than because some people brag about it. Oh, I'm like 4 people godmother.
Yeah, and then
you're like, so what have you been doing? Oh, me send birthday gift, man. I'm a goddaughter birthday. You know, visit them. You know,
even know which school they go. You know, you have to be,
you have to be more involved.
Part of the support system, so you just chip in where necessary.
Exactly. And Peppermint said guilt is a form of manipulation, and kids are good at that. Can't try that with me though. Wow. You will cry.
So like Peppermint has graduated the course.
No, we feel like she should lead this discussion here because she's dropping some gems. So Peppermint, Peppermint, I'm gonna DM you. We're going to have. We need to have a part 2 to this. I'm going to feel like, and I love to hear your perspective on air, right? So look out for that DM very soon. And we're going to get into some more tips after the break. But so far, as we said, say goodbye to the mom guilt. Set realistic expectations and take time for yourself. The next tip, boy, I know people are going to argue and fight, but guess what? I'm not telling about it yet.
All right, I'll be ready to fight after the break. Fantastic Friday continues here. New Start 93 FM. Looking at tips for working moms
overcoming the challenges.